So today's a slow day on the ice. Only caught a couple little bluegill. Nothing too interesting to show you. So instead, I decided I'm going to show you my little grab and go setup for if I have a little bit of time after work, which usually isn't too often. It's usually dark, and quite frankly, I'm tired as hell by the end of it. So without further ado, here we go. Alright, so first up on the list, I have the HT Polar Windbreak, which, as you can see, there was no seat when I bought it, so I made one out of a board and an old tree stand seat. Gets the job done, breaks the wind, and makes you feel about 10 degrees warmer when you're sitting in it, due to the fact that the wind can't get to you. This thing is an absolute lifesaver. Next up is the 7.5-inch K-Drill, powered by the Milwaukee M18 fuel hammer drill. On that note right there, I'm going to take a second, just stop what I'm doing, just talk a little bit about that thing. The thing chews through ice like it's going out of style. I haven't managed to kill a battery yet. I've never had to use more than one battery on the ice. Sorry about that. Don't know why it went out of focus. But like I said, I've never had to change a battery out on the ice. I haven't had it too long. This is the first year having it out, and I can't say enough good about it. If you take a look at that again, rewind, I'll take a second. So now that you've taken a look, hopefully you can see the little float with the orange label on it just off the drill. That's to stop if it comes off the chuck. Then that float has enough buoyancy to actually support the entire auger, which quite frankly is a lifesaver. I forgot to tighten it down after a hole, and well, I would have lost my auger, and that would have sucked. So let's continue with the little gear tour and hopefully some fish. Next up is pretty self-explanatory. I have my jet sled, my gear bucket, my bait puck, and my minnow bucket. My gear bucket, all it is just a 5-gallon bucket. I hold a couple tip-ups, a couple rods, my jig box, a couple tools for anything for swapping the blades on the auger, and last but not least, a spare set of blades for the auger in case something happens. A spare set of hardware as well for mounting new blades, so if I'm out on the ice or out on Saginaw Bay and a bolt comes loose, I can replace it. In this case, my little minnow bucket there has some golden shiners in it. Hoping to see some pike on the tip up here soon, but I'm not going to cross my fingers. Last but not least, I got my Vexilar, the FLX20 model, which in itself is an awesome little unit. I got the Pro Pack with it, so it came with the battery, the unit itself, the neat little frame here for it. I had to buy the case separately, and you can't see it because it's tucked way back here, but I got a rod holder in there. Then little aftermarket deal there. I ended up putting the glow ring on it, which with the flick of a switch I can fully charge any glow jig that will fit inside in about a second and a half. The Vexilar units, they take a minute to get used to reading, but once you get used to them, it's a pretty slick little setup. But I'll save that for another video. Alright guys, it's starting to cool off pretty dang quick here. I'm not dressed for the extreme cold that's coming tonight. Well, for this time of the year. I'm going to pack up here pretty quick. But if you like the video, don't be afraid to hit that like button. Comment, let me know what you want to see next. Feel free to ask me any questions. And just in general, if you like what you see, if you like some of the stuff I use, if you want to see more about what I use, feel free to drop or hit that subscribe button. Let me know send me a message. Say, hey, I want to know where you're from. Let me know if you're from the area. Maybe we can get out and do a collaboration video at one point or another. If you think that's a cool idea, let me know. I'm more than happy to fish with you. So, until next time, tight lines. Alright, so I'm an idiot. I locked my keys in my truck. Had to call a wrecker. As you can see, I'm back in my truck now. But anyway, it's, despite being a little bit chilled, more than a little irritated at myself, I'd say today was an alright day. I'd like to send a huge shout out to a gentleman by the name of Mitchell, who hung out with me while I was waiting for the wrecker. You, sir, are a good dude.